Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa, and on this channel I create budgeting content, planning content, and side hustle content. So if any of that does sound interesting to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow along on my journey to paying off an astronomical amount of student loan debt. So on this video today, we will be closing out the second half of September and then also the entire month as well. So we'll start off with closing out September and move on to the end of the month where we combined everything and break it down into percentages. I am using the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. Her website is always linked in the description box below. So if you want to check it out, I'm sure many of you have found this channel because of the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and hopefully you're using it already, but it has truly changed my life and my finances. I've been using it for over 2 years and truly has just been the best choice I ever could have made in my financial life. So let's start with closing out the second half of September, so the 15th through the 30th. So for the inflow, the cash that came into my account, remember I am cashless. I use everything through my checking account. I know the Budget Mom does cash stuffing. I live in a city and I just don't feel comfortable carrying around really any amount of cash in my pocket. Obviously, Seattle is a huge crime area and I would prefer to just have my debit card. It's really easy to cancel it, freeze it, whatever, versus cash. Once it's gone, it ain't coming back. So for the inflow, these 2 weeks, the W-2, I had $3,107. That is $1,800 from my regular paycheck and then also $1,307 from commission. I am in a sales role, so oftentimes I get commission checks and you see that throughout the year. And in this instance, I got 2 commission checks. We just get a lot taken out in terms of income tax. For federal, Washington doesn't have any income tax. And then side hustle, I had $250, which was accurate, and savings, I had $66 that I pulled from. That was actually some money that I had a roommate paid back, and I just put it into like a little savings, and then I went and paid the bill with it. So I just calculated it into this. So total inflow actually ended up being $3,423. Moving down to fixed expenses. So for rent and utilities, I think actually almost everything in fixed expenses was accurate to what we had budgeted. So rent was $400, utilities was $100, Spotify was $11, student loans was $300, car insurance was $65, boxing gym was $98. Somehow I guess transferred the wrong amount. It should have been $93, but I did $98, so I guess I have $95 extra for that bill. I save half of that every paycheck. Peacock, $6. LA Fitness was $50. Acorns, which comes out every Wednesday, $20 every Wednesday, ended up being $40. Therapy was $25, and Roth, $15, comes out every Monday, was $30 for these 2 weeks. So if you added that all up, it was $1,125. You can see I highlighted this because when I close out the budget, it's really easy to understand which category everything belongs to. So it made like, you know, what you budgeted and the actual amounts like really easy to calculate. So that's why I started highlighting it. And I also do it on the first paycheck of the month. So you can see that here. And of course you can go to my channel and watch that video. Moving down to variable expenses here. So for grocery, we had $61, so about $40 under budget, which was great because if you remember from the last paycheck, we were at $99 over budget. Eating out was $162, so way higher than I had expected. I went to Starbucks a few too many times, and when I reload my card, I do increments of like $10 or $20 depending on it, so that's where that was. Gas and car was $59, so almost exact. Investments, $13. Fun entertainment was exact at $100. Holiday ended up being $40. I forget why I had $40 spent on holiday, but that's what that was. Self-care was $50, miscellaneous $0. Travel and vacay was $44. I'll be getting this money actually reimbursed to me from my work. I took an Uber to the airport or from the airport, or I forget which way it was, but it cost me $44, which is literally ridiculous. I live not too far from the airport, so the fact that it cost $44, and no, I didn't even schedule it. So $44, it got charged to my debit card. Normally I put it on my credit card, but I think it's because I used Uber and not Lyft. So it ended up being $44. And then pets was $29 for the litter subscription service that I have for my cat. So if you add up all of the variable expenses, it comes out to $558, third time's the charm, you guys. So that left us with $1,740. Going up to sinking funds here, so we did budget $250, and I put $40 towards deductible, $25 towards medical expenses, $35 towards 2024 vacation, car insurance was $25, self-care was $25, future fund was $50, and vacations was $50, so that totaled $250, leaving us with $1,490 left over. Going down to debt, so we put $859 towards debt, which was about exactly $40 more than I had budgeted, so that's fantastic. Discover was $633, so if you can combine those together, it was $1,492. So I should have had $2 left over, but I did round up on a lot of these variable expenses, and that's likely where the negative $2 came out. I know that drives some of you crazy, I'm so sorry, but I just like it because these boxes are pretty small, and to reduce the amount of like numbers and like clutter on my budget. But when I do close out my expense tracker, I can show you guys right here as well. My expense tracker, I do the decimal points. So when I add all of this up, I do use the decimal points, and I just round either up or down depending on, where it falls in, like between, in the cents. But you can see, like, I did end with $0 in my checking account. So October, I start with $0, and then my paycheck comes in, I move my side hustle money, and that's how that works. So this was the expense tracker for the second half of September. And if we move on, I always tell you guys, I do not do the debt payment plan. I only have my student loans, and I guess I have some credit card debt, but I don't really need to write that down because I check it 2-3 times a week. And my student loan, it is what it is. So I do my assets and liabilities, but I do it on a Google Doc. If you follow Dear Debt here on YouTube, love her so much. She's a huge motivation for me. She has a free net worth tracker, and I prefer to do it on that Excel sheet because it does all of the math for you. And I can see like the progress I'm making each month, just like right there. And I can access it from anywhere. I can access my Google Drive. Okay, so then moving on to where did my money go for September? So for the starting balance, obviously we always start every month with $0. That's how I do it. I know some people roll over money, but I have chosen for my personal budget to start every month with $0. Every paycheck I do with $0. It really just makes the expense tracker and doing my budget so much easier for me. So then earned income, so this is just from my W-2. So between my regular paycheck and commission, it was $4,906. Other income ended up being $785. That's like payback and side hustle income. And then savings used was $531. So total inflow for the month of September was $6,222. Grocery, we were over budget by $60. Eating out, we were over budget by $57. Gas and car, we were under by $56, which was great. I guess I only had to fill up like once for the month, and I think that's because I was gone for a big chunk of that. Savings was $0, rent was $0, meaning like the difference was $0, so we were exactly on budget for that. Fun and entertainment, we were over by $10. Holiday, we were over by $40. The negative means we went over, so we were in the negative for that one, and positive means we were in the green, which is why it's highlighted green, so we were under budget. Self-care, we were under by $45, which was great. Miscellaneous, we were over by $78. Insurance, oh wait, I think this is supposed to be actually a positive, so this is an error. This is supposed to be green because 90 minus 12 is not negative 78, it is positive 78. So I probably should fix that there, but we're not really going to worry about it, so that's supposed to be green. Insurance, we were exactly on for. Travel and vacay, we were over budget by $44. That was that Uber I was talking about earlier because of work. I wasn't expecting that to be charged to my debit card, so that's just like what happened. We had to cash flow that, or that $44 would have went towards debt. And then pets, I ended up paying a vet bill the first half of September. So we were over by $424. And story time, make sure you're careful when you're submitting your claim to the insurance, because I mentioned to my insurance that it was a behavioral thing that I was concerned about and wanted to go rule out any medical things. And they denied my claim because I said behavioral, and apparently I didn't buy the behavioral add-on to the insurance. So I'm currently fighting them on that because they will not send me the language in my insurance policy or when I had the opportunity to sign up for the behavioral thing. And because the actual vet appointment, they didn't call it a behavioral issue through the medical stuff. So there's this whole thing. Thankfully, I have a really great savings for my pet. I had $1,000, so I was easily able to cover that bill, and now I just need to build that back up. And that's frankly why I have it. So if they end up not reimbursing me, that really, really sucks. I'm going to be way more careful when I'm submitting my insurance claims. It's just so hard. You're going so quickly because I do mine through an app. I don't have to I do through Lemonade as the insurance, and I've loved them thus far. But this is really ticking me off, to be honest, you guys. I just don't understand why they denied my claim like that. There wasn't really another option on the reasons for your visit, because yes, it was behavioral that she was doing something weird, but it's not like that could have been a medical issue too, right? Most of the time you realize your cat is having some sort of off behavior, which is how you notice something is wrong. So maybe that's what I need to say to them isn't everything a behavioral thing? If your cat starts vomiting, that's a weird behavior for them. If they start sneezing or coughing, that's a weird behavior. If they're not acting themselves or purring, it's all behavioral things. So I just think that's a complete load of BS. So I'm gonna have to keep fighting them on this insurance claim. Gotta keep advocating for yourself, you guys. You gotta get that money, I swear to God. So where did my money go for monthly debt and savings breakdown? This was the category breakdown. So for the debt, we had a total inflow, right, of $6,222. Total monthly debt payoff was $2,138. So that was 34% of my budget. I cannot wait to get out of credit card debt, so all of this can go to literally anything else besides credit card debt. So 34% literally my monthly inflow went towards credit card debt right now, because I've been dumb. Alaska Airlines card got $1,505, which was 70% of this total debt payoff, and the Discover got $633, which was 30%. Total monthly income was $5,691. Remember, we take the total monthly inflow minus the savings we used this month. So total monthly savings, I put $1,080 towards, which was 19% of my income. So student loan, I put $600 towards, so it's 55% of the total monthly savings. Car insurance, $130, which was 12%. I save my car insurance, and I do put it in my savings account because it's in my high yield savings account. I don't pay this every month. And then my sinking funds, I put $350 towards, which was 32% of my total monthly savings. So if you take a look at pretty much this entire landscape here, this was my entire month of September. If you've been following my channel, you know I do not track where did my money go. I don't really find this helpful. Every month is so different, and I'm sure it's going to continue being different because especially as lifestyles change, schedules change, things are just not consistent. So I don't really think we're comparing apples to apples here. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and let me know how your September went. Where are you trying to improve for October? I do get motivated through you guys, and I hope I'm providing some motivation for you as well. Again, I really appreciate you all watching my video, and I will see you in my next one real soon. Bye.